Thank you. Michael, thank you. Michael, thank you, and I want to thank Federation for organizing this important event. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you for being here this evening. I'm proud to be joined tonight by leaders in my administration, along with two of our children, and my wife, Lori, our First Lady here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Lori and I are inspired by your presence here this evening. And I know that we are all joined by thousands of Pennsylvanians rallying in different cities and towns all across this Commonwealth this week in places like Pittsburgh and Scranton, State College and Allentown. But your presence here tonight in Lower Merion and those demonstrated supporters all across this Commonwealth send a strong message throughout our Commonwealth and our country that we stand against terror and we stand with Israel. I know that being here feels personal. For each of us, Israel means something special. It's a place where we have made friends and where we've spent meaningful time. I know that right now so many of us are worried about those friends and the family, loved ones that are there right now, those who now live in a war zone, and those who we are trying to help bring home. Or Israel is a place where you've never been, but you recognize its critical role in the world. You recognize what Israel represents: freedom, democracy, and peace. Peace. Those are values that we as Americans and we as Pennsylvanians hold dear. You know, we gather here tonight in this Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, not far from where William Penn arrived just 341 years ago with a vision to build a colony built on the promise of religious tolerance and understanding. Today, 3.5 centuries later, I am honored to address you tonight, both as the 48th governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and as a proud American Jew. I want you to know that every day, Lori and I are humbled by this honor that the Commonwealth has given us to serve as its first family and live in the governor's residence. It is there that we gathered about a week ago with hundreds from the broader community to celebrate Sukkot in the first sukkah built on the grounds of the governor's residence in our state capital. Now, while that joy has obviously given way to sadness and profound anger, I share that with you because this is a moment not to retreat from who we are, but to embrace who we are. This is a moment for all of us to be proud of who we are, and I want you to know I certainly am. It's also a moment to be welcoming to others, welcoming, as Penn was, to others, and to be tolerant and accepting of others' differences. I'm inspired as I look out in this crowd today that there are people who look like me, who are proud American Jews, and I'm proud to look out in this crowd and recognize there are people who don't look like me, who don't worship like me, but who have come together tonight in the spirit of Penn to lift up their voices against hate and terror and violence. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Because this is a moment that calls on each and every one of us to speak and act with moral clarity. We must condemn the horrific acts of war perpetrated by Hamas and their enablers. Yes, of course, hundreds of Israelis are among the dead and captured. But so are American citizens, as well as British, French, Canadian, Mexican, and so many other nationalities. You see, this is truly an international time of mourning. And these unprovoked attacks on innocent civilians warrant condemnation here in America and all across our globe. But sadly, as we have seen, that is not the case everywhere. So let me speak some truth. There is no moral equivalency between Hamas, a foreign terrorist organization as designated by the United States, and Israel, the only pluralistic, functioning democracy in the Middle East. There is no moral equivalency. Hamas is hell-bent on destroying Israel and ridding the region of Jews. They do not seek lasting peace, and they do not seek lasting compromise. Instead, they have launched an unprovoked and unjustified attack against Israel and its people. Taking innocent civilians hostage is terrorism. Killing peaceful concert goers or families in kibbutzim is terrorism. We are witnessing crimes against humanity, and we must call that out for what it is, and we must call out what is right and what is so obviously wrong. Hear me on this. The whataboutism that is used by some to justify Hamas's unprovoked actions is both ignorant and wrong. Ignorant and wrong. It demonstrates a clear lack of understanding of the real history in the Middle East. Or worse yet, it shows a willful blindness to the barbarism of the last 72 hours. There is no moral equivalency here, and Israel has a clear right to defend itself. I hope you all feel as I do, that we appreciate our nation's government that is providing meaningful military and diplomatic support in that effort. And in the face of these gruesome images on our screens and promises of more horror to come, I know that many people here tonight feel helpless. But I hope you know that your presence here tonight helps. It says to our neighbors, and it says clearly to our nation, that in large numbers we stand against terror, and we recognize what is right, and we recognize what is wrong. It also shows a pride in who we are. It shows that we stand on the side of freedom and tolerance and peace. It shows that we want our government to stand with Israel and support her defense. It shows It shows, importantly, that our support will not wane in the coming days and weeks of war. Your voices are needed now more than ever. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania stands in solidarity with Israel and strongly against terror. And I know that together we are praying for all people in Israel. May God comfort those who are in mourning. May God bless those who are suffering. And may God lift up those who courageously combat terror. God bless you all. Thank you.